Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this video of my review and my guide to the Xbox version of the game Cuisine Royale. Now, you're probably like, what do you mean the Xbox version? Well, it was originally a PC version only, and then they made an Xbox version. But we're going to do the review first. And the review is, for the most part, which I'll state as I was kind of saying there, Xbox wise, is it is a straight hard port to Xbox. It is like they've done very little to make it an Xbox version of the game. You can just tell so wholeheartedly this is a PC port. Because one, the way you work the sensitivities, you got this crosshair for one, which comes up a lot. You'll here, see, somewhat maybe. You have to have this bar, use your crosshair to move it around, find the sensitivity that works for you. My quick advice though, guide-wise, is if you're gonna play this game, work that like at a certain area and just play game after game after game until you find that good sensitivity. I mean, because it's gonna take a lot longer than you would usually do with any average shooter. Because like I said, this is a straight port for PC. You're not gonna hit that like D-pad like, okay, let's try sensitivity. Can't speak. Sorry. Let's try sensitivity level 4. That seems a bit too slow. Let's go up to say 6. Oh, that's just a way too fast. Let's go down here to 5. Oh, right. Okay, that's where I needed it. It's nothing like that here. If you hit in the middle ground like I did, it feels fast as fuck. Like I said, start it wherever it starts you and move it. I would say ever so slightly till you find that right sensitivity. Because it took me a long time to find the sensitivity that worked for me in this game. Uh, Other aspects here, we're gonna get back to a few part. One, this is a third-person perspective game that has first-person perspective aspects. Like when you go to aim, shoot at somebody, it'll go into a first-person perspective. You can stay in there if you want to by like doing some aspects, because at some points in the game, it's like, oh, I'm stuck in first person now. Let's get out of that. And it was like a game where I actually won at the end, where I was stuck in first-person perspective and I just did not know how to get out. It's like, what the hell? Yeah, it's third person with a bit of first. There are only two modes. There's only solos and squads. Now, then you can go into squads with like 1 to 2, up to of course 3 friends. I don't think you can play with any randoms in here. I think you actually have to like be invited into a lobby and start it up. Otherwise, you're gonna just go into it in solo mode. They have a bit of a shop, I think, which has a big issue, which is I would say my biggest complaint about this game. Now the thing is, I should have said it earlier. My apologies. Is that this is in game preview? Basically, it's in the early aspects form of the Xbox marketplace. It is free to play. It costs nothing currently. We'll see if that changes. I think it was smart for them to do game preview, early access, free to play, because like I said, it's just you notice so easily how much of a hard port from PC this is. Um, they have a marketplace, and one of the marketplace items that happened at one point was, I'm not sure if it's changed or not since I've last played it, is a flare gun, basically the flare gun from PUBG. The only way to use it though, like I said, is you have to purchase it in the market, which you have to purchase it with reward money. Now, the unfortunate way which this thing works is, one, you can't use it until the first circle has been pushed by the storm, so you have to wait till the second circle. Two, you have to be within that circle itself because you cannot use it outside the circle. You can only use it inside the circles. Three, just the notification of it incoming is just so much. The shooting of the flare, seeing the flare, the incoming sound of it when it crashes, it's just so noticeable. It's a mechanic that it has not too of a good percentage of the person shooting it getting the item. I've shot it a couple times and I think I only lost it once, maybe twice. Yeah, there was like another time where a guy was going up to it and I just killed him as he was trying to loot it. Yeah, it's like it will like the first 2 times I ever shot it off, it both times landed in a river. Not the same river, I mind you, but it landed in a river. And like, what? And there's also an item that I have yet to ever see be used other than from what was getting out of this crate. Basically, you don't understand the game. Sorry. One, it's battle royale. Two, the way it works is instead like you PUBG where you jump at a vehicle or you just spawn in an area by your choosing. You spawn in a random area wherever the game chooses you to be. And even in duos, sometimes you don't even spawn in the, like a near location to your teammates. It's weird. Um, they have specific items in here that like allow for them not to have certain attachments because the only attachments that they have in this game are scopes for their sniper rifles and ARs, which they only have like one right now, from what I can tell, of being the AK-47, which you can only find out of their loot crates, which their version of loot crates are fridges, and they don't drop out of the air except for the flare gun version. It's all already spawned into the world. Uh, Aspects of resources for the most part, like I said, you're not gonna find much ARs. It's mostly SMGs, some sniper rifles, like 2 to maybe 3 LMGs, 2 bazookas, a frag grenade, a smoke grenade, pistols, which you rarely ever use unless you have, no other item weapon-wise to use. The melee combat, I would say, at least in this, works much better than PUBG's version. Like you were more likely than not than actually hit somebody. Because for the most part here, at least it tells you like if you actually hit somebody, you know it. Unlike in PUBG, where it's like, I swear I hit that guy. It's like, whatever. Uh, Overall, like I said, for the most part, when it comes to the guns, it's a hard port from PC. The recoil in these guns is like have better chance to control it with the mouse than a stick. It's like for the most part, with the SMGs, tap fire. Unless you're like at a 5 to 10 foot distance from the enemy, it's best to tap fire that shit. Only if they're, for the most part, standing still. If they're like running, even if they're at like close range, for the most part, try to tap fire that shit, not full auto, until at least they stop and look. Um, yeah, like I said, back to the whole flare gun issue. Like I said, it's you have the only way to get it is from purchasing it with real world money. And the way the mechanics works in the game, I don't see being worth it. I advise if you're gonna play this game, avoid it at all costs. Do not buy it because it should for one be an in-game item. The way the mechanics works, unless they change up the mechanics where the person shooting the flare has more of a chance of getting the items in the fridge than the opponents. Because right now it's like some would say the 50-50. I wouldn't I won't maybe say that, but for the most part, it's like being that this is a real world purchase item, the unlikeliness of you getting it is too high. It should, like I said, for the most part, also it should just be an in-game mechanic. Like there should be like the way it works. Is, like I said, also the way this works is what I'm going to say is that it comes in a case, and you cannot break this case, like I said, until the second circle appears, and even then you can't use it until you're in that circle. But the thing is, if you don't break the case, it's still a good item. You'll still have it for the next game. But once you break the case and the flare gun and its ammo appears, basically the contract is null and void. You might as well just straight up use it, unless you're dead. And there are also some other issues like there are these basically sniper towers. But the unfortunate aspects of them, when you get like up against the wall to aim, especially if you want to aim really low, you don't aim at all. It's like you can't aim down sights at all. There's like a mechanic there that's preventing you from doing so, which like what seriously, something really needs to be fixed there, devs. Um, Other than those, for the most part, it's like it's an okay game. Like I said, it's understandable why it's free to play and it's in the game preview. Like I said, it's just you will know straight up how much of a hard port from PC it is. Not like a say PUBG where they had their PC version first and then they made their Xbox One version. But you can see they took their time and effort to make it to where it's an Xbox version of the game, not a PC port. Unlike here, where it's like you can tell they did some work, but it's still just straight up a PC port. Kind of like the game Warface. Warface is an okay game, but it is a straight PC port. Because one, they have a cursor throughout most of the menu. It's like why do you have a cursor? Why can't I just use the D-pad, like just go up and down the menu and stuff and like move around? Like they didn't really try with that game. Hopefully they'll like try, because there are other issues with that game. Like the net code is just horrible. There's times where like you can have a sniper and your crosshair is straight on somebody. There's no way you could miss them at all, but you don't hit them at all for some reason. Kind of like this game too. There are some times where you should have straight up hit somebody, but you didn't. But that happens a lot less here than I would say in Warface. Uh, yeah, they really need to work on the game. Hopefully they will. Not saying they won't. I'm just saying, most part, if you wise, like I said, wait to play this game till they improve upon it. Because it's a nice, fun game, but play wise, it's gonna frustrate you in the beginning trying to figure out how best to get that sensitivity and everything, how to use the guns, guide wise, gun wise, especially with SMGs, mainly with SMGs, I would say, because there are some semi-automatic rifles here. Tap fire, like I said, you want to tap fire that stuff, because unless they're standing still at like a 5 to 10 feet radius, going full auto is not gonna do well. You are probably gonna be outgunned by somebody who knows how to work the guns. Like me, like I said, tap fire. You want to tap fire that stuff, because I've gone across people who's like, okay, I'm gonna spray it, I'm gonna get the guy, and they miss a lot of their shots, and I'm tap firing. They're dead. Let's go get their loot. Uh, Store up on a good bit of food. So that's the way this game works with their healing system. They have a variety of food, and that's the system I still kind of gotta learn, like what food weighs what, because in their inventory system, it it has weight with it, like ammo and any scope attachments you might ever carry. Because sometimes you might like, oh, I got a 6x scope here. Let's put that until I get a sniper rifle or something. Um, what else? What else? What else? That's their menu also, like review wise, sorry, needs work. Cause like I said, you would tell from hard work. It's like when you pop up the inventory system and move one of the stuff around, it's like you still got that cursor. You got to move around. It's slow moving. It's like, oh my god. That's why for the most part, when you loot stuff, just know what you're looting and pick it up like off the floor. Do not bring up the menu. As people will say on PUBG, with at least the PC version, bring up that menu and move stuff around. That'd be your quickest thing to do. Here it's the opposite. You want to just pick that stuff off the floor. Just hit X and grab it. Hit X and go. Just hit X and go. Because when you pop out of that menu, it's just slow moving the cursor and stuff and whatnot. Well, like just outside the boxes though, like when you get in the boxes of the inventory, it's like you're moving fast, like you're moving slow and fast. Like it'll pop into that like real quick, and like I'm trying to move it around at a good rate of speed, but like the speed changes between when you're not over anything and when you're over stuff, over items, over the like area where you have your armor and stuff. The way armor works in here, like they have some regular armor stuff here, but for the most part, the reason why it's called Cuisine Royale is because you use pots and pans and whatnot to have as armor. Till you get to that high tier stuff, which is like you gotta bulletproof vest, you gotta like SWAT mask on and stuff. You got like heavy gear. And it actually shows, like, also like with LMGs, when you have an LMG in your hand and you're trying to run, it's But that's why you always want to have your SMGs out or your snipers out, because you run faster. They actually have like weight to them to where it slows you down from actually running. But overall, it's a fun game, but it does need work. It needs a lot of work to where it's considered an Xbox version of the game and not a PC port. Hence the reason why of a review I would say is wait, just wait, because it's a fun game, but you will be frustrated. Like I said, trying to figure stuff out and everything. And if you're one of those people who like gets easily frustrated, it will easily frustrate you trying to figure stuff out. So that's why I say avoid it and wait until the developers improve the game and make it more of an Xbox version of the game and less of a PC port. But overall, if you're gonna still play it for one, like I said, work that sensitivity. Play game after game after game, just moving the sensitivity slightly either up or down until you find the right spot. And when it comes to shooting, when you have SMGs, even the AK-47, tap fire that shit. Don't spray it, like I said, unless they're like maybe 5 to 10 feet away and they're standing still. Tap fire that shit, because you're gonna be a lot more accurate doing that than spraying and praying. Because you're gonna pray, I hope to God this guy's shot as I am. You will. Uh, if you do get a sniper, just remember you're not always gonna find a scope. You might find a scope from time to time here and there, but like with scopes in this game, they are rare to find. And the other thing that's gonna frustrate you that they need to work on is you kind of can't see much of a difference between the scopes, like you would say in PUBG. Like you can tell the difference between a 4 times scope and a 6 times scope, not just by the design of the scope itself or the design of the interior scope when you're aiming down sights. You they all look kind of same wise. They just tell okay, you got a 3.5 here, you got a 4 times, you got a 6 times. But when you aim down sights, the design might be a little different. But when you look through it, like at a distance wise, like they all seem about almost the same. It's like you can't tell like distance wise of like if you've somebody with a 4 times scope or a 6 times. It kind of all blends into like the same viewing aspects wise. You think you would expect, okay, I can tell I'm looking down a 4 times scope by seeing this far of a distance, or say a 6 times scope for seeing that far of a distance. Not in this game. That's something they need to work on too. But like I said, be wary of when you're gonna think you're gonna find scopes, because you won't always. The other issue I would say, sorry, going back to the review here, is like when it comes to buildings, for the most part, also guide-wise, search first floor mainly only, because rarely have I ever found anything on the second floor of some of these 2-story buildings. Mostly the broken down, like really destroy open ones, sure, but for the most part, like if you see a building intact and it is the second floor, on average, like 99.99% of the time when you're playing this game, I played it many a times. Rarely will you ever find a gun, scope, anything on the second floor. It is a rarity. That's something they also need to work on, I said. But for the most part, we're guide wise, keep to the first floor. You're just wasting your time going up to that second floor right now. But hopefully that'll change. But yeah, that's about it. Like I said, if you're gonna play this game review wise, though, like I said, wait. But if you can play it, work that sensitivity till you find the right one. Don't try to get aggravated by it, because it's, like I said, it's a straight PC port. When it comes to recoil, don't try and counter it with a controller. You're better off with a mouse. But also, that brings me, back to a review point. Sorry. From what I can tell, I'm not sure if this is true, but hopefully, if it is, it'll be changed soon. That this game has crossplay, but it is forced crossplay with the PC version, which is never a good thing. Because crossplay is nice and all, but I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying forced crossplay with PC. When it comes to shooters, like you have Call of Duty coming up, you have it saying it's gonna be crossplay through all platforms: Xbox, PlayStation, PC. You want to play with your PS4 buddies? You can do it. You want to play with your PC buddies? You can do it. But if you want to play only with console people, be it Xbox and PS4, that's what you can do. They're gonna make it optional. You're not. From what I'm hearing, what it's hopefully gonna be is you're not gonna be, if you're playing solo, you're not gonna be forced into lobbies that have PC players. Because everybody knows PC players, shooter wise, you have more control, have better aim accuracy with a mouse than you do a stick on a controller. But with this game, like I said, it feels like there is a forced crossplay here, and which crossplay is okay, but I don't want to be forced into the option. I would like to have the choice. One thing I say about games when it comes to developers, the number one thing you can do to really and have a good audience is giving them choice. Because when you do not give them choice, like with this, it aggravates them. This is what's aggravating me. It's the fact that I feel like I have a high possibility of being right, because there's times just like, oh, you have to be. There's no, it's undeniable. You have to be mouse and keyboard. And I look up their game tags, like this person does not exist here on Microsoft. Like, and that's happened a good bit of times where it's like, okay, this probably has a PC Xbox crossplay thing happening, and it's forced. Because I've gone to the menus to look see if there's an option to disable it. There's not. Hopefully, if they're gonna keep the crossplay, there's an option to disable crossplay. I say where it has. But yeah, hopefully that'll be. if it is a thing, we'll be given an option to where you can like have or not have crossplay. Because crossplay, I'm not saying is a bad thing. It's just when I'm playing a shooter, for the most part, I want to play with similar skilled players, which I know is my best option is against other console players. Because I'm playing with a controller. I'm not a little bitch cheater playing on console with a mouse and keyboard. Which is also, I hope, somebody comes up with developer or doubtfully console manufacturer will have as the option to try to report somebody you suspect for using a mouse and keyboard. Because that's one of the reasons kind of I left playing PUBG is because you have, for the most part, on average, two people that have usually killed me. You have one, the people who came, but I'm not talking about like in game near the winning top 10 camping, like you're holding good positions and stuff. That's more understandable. It's like, okay, I'm close to winning. I need to get into the game. I'm talking about dropping, landing, so building, getting in there, looting it, and just sitting there waiting. Like, motherfucker, go out and get into the fights. You're never gonna improve as a player. Just the moment you land, just loot one building and sit there. Like, oh, I don't want to die here. I die in real life. Like, motherfucker, you're never gonna improve as a gamer if you just sit in the same building in the beginning of the game. Other one being the mouse keyboards, which some of them have just stopped giving a shit about getting caught because they just make it so noticeable. You don't think I'm telling you, just like go on PUBG and wait till you find somebody who's like, because the only part of PUBG right now where they play on Xbox for the most part is third person perspective. But I dare you, go into solo third person perspective and wait till you find somebody who's for the most part in first person. Anybody like switch in and out of person third person like quickly and a lot, just like a lot, and the way they're aim is just like so sporadic. Like there's no way this person has to stick and has their sensitivity at high. There has to be a mouse and keyboard. Or somebody there's somebody I died once from a good bit of distance who I killed like a few previous games before, who's crouch spamming and aiming and shooting. It's like there's no way you can do that with a controller. There's no way you can be that accurate doing that shit with a controller. You have to be mouse and keyboard because there's maybe somebody that can, but for the most part, it's like on average, there's like you don't see Xbox players doing this because it's just not like you're not gonna be that accurate doing that kind of shit. But the fact that he was like you have to be a mouse and keyboard. I'm not saying he isn't, but it's like there's just like too high probability of you not being a mouse and keyboard stuff. I don't know if I did that saying right. Like the high percentage of them must be a mouse keyboarder. Yeah, that's why I kind of left that and kind of have kind of gotten off aspects of shooter rise for the moment. It's like it's just like the joy of playing these right now is kind of been dulled because those kind of experiences where it's just like you're dying from people. It's just too high undeniably. You are a mouse and keyboarder and you're never gonna be dealt with because Microsoft and Sony, let's be real, don't give a fuck if they're cheating that way because all they give a fuck is about is that money, money, money. And developers say, well, we don't like that shit's happening, but let's be real, it's like they give only a fuck about money, money, money. What publisher wise, at least for the most part. And there says like developers say like we want to implement this system where we can detect people cheating. It's like, of course, publishers will be like, no, 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 no. As long as we're getting that money, I don't. No, 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 no. Because you're gonna fuck us up with that money. So no, 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 no. Yeah. Hopefully they can improve this game to where it's more of a more of a Xbox version and less of a PC port. However, like I said, just do yourself a favor and wait. Just wait until they have improved this game until it is more of an Xbox version and less of a PC port. Otherwise, just work that sensitivity to your adequate sensitivity and tap fire those SMGs. Even the LMGs, even the AK, like I said, tap fire that shit. They're standing still at like a 5 to 10 foot radius from you. Otherwise, you're going to be doing a lot of missing. But yeah, that's my review and my guide to this game, Cuisine Royale, on the Xbox. I thank you for watching. I hope you're informed. I hope you're entertained. And I hope you have a rock and sucker day. A peace.